With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Now McManus on to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's going to float this one deep. And that's caught inside the 30. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 25-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And a good job by the Raider defense yet again as they drop him for a 2nd straight loss. That 2nd down play nets a -4. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
first carry for Derrick Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. A shotgun snap for Locke. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A very solid gain of 27. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
A first down carry for Henry. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 44-yard line.
On second down, here's Henry. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Call that a very strong gain of 24. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a first and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's second and 10 now from the 29. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 20-yard line. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On first down, Locke. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
On second and 10, Locke. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Raiders have taken the lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Now Locke, flushed out right. And that is caught for the 2 points. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive in with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Let's make these babies cry.
Now Saquon Barkley. And an alley to run. Extending the arm. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Saquon Barkley, 55 yards. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 2. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, Charles, while we have a moment, you know what we need to do here is give a nod to the new Hall of Famers who were brought into Canton and inducted on August. The Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The sack there by J.J. Watt. Third and long. It's Locke. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz, too fast to handle. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Now he's forced out left. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 19.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He sets to fire deep. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is now 17-8. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Back to the air, Luck on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
It seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster, and that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They are going for it. It's Locke. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. Right? There's no doubt about it. People wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd and 10. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half #1. The kick by Lutz is good. And that stretches this lead to 20-8. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half #1. After the sack on 1st down, Luck. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, and it's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now Luck. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Fielded just inside the 20. So we've hit intermission. It's half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. Now a hit and a loose football. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Barkley. And we'll get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Always important to get the first score in the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 15 yards on the play, first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Love. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Holt. 12 more yards there and another first down. On 1st and 10, Love going up top. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Down the numbers. There he goes. 20, 10, 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Lutz to try to add the... And that will bump the lead up to 26. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know a reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Out of the gun, Luck. And a throw there going to be incomplete. He misses yet again, and the struggles here, they look pretty uncharacteristic for him.
You're certainly right about that. Mechanics are the key right now. Feet, arm, not in sync at all. He ends up throwing that one past his receiver that's open.
12 line.
They're going to go. It's Luck. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. It's a gain of 13, and how about that? They're able to convert on 4th and 10.
I know at retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. From the gun on 3rd down, Luck eluding the pressure right. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And Luck will be intercepted for a 3rd time. Darius Slay with a pick. And they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 11-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Yellow, go little lady. Keep it up. Hey, switch gears. Check 43.
They'll go to Barkley again. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. He's got a first down past the 30. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. A tremendous play there from Saquon Barkley. 81 yards. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10 to 1st and goal. They'll run it with Kamara, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 44. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocated there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. Oh, he's going to take this out of the back of the end zone. And that's going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here. And that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
On 3rd down, Barkley, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Switch.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. finish off the pick six. It's locked. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. One last throw here for Luck. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Elliott now to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Barkley. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Check out.
Mahomes now to throw. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. A first down carry for Barkley. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Mahomes is going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyreek Hill, 46 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
This is taken at the 3. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action now. Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mahomes. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
On first down, Mahomes. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Brandon Graham applied the heat off the edge. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. This is Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Second and 11 at the 19-yard line.
What? Football team. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I'm on. Back.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And oh, look at that. A diving catch. 16 yards, a 1st down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. It's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
25. Hey, easy. Check.
They run on 1st down with Jackson. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
0. He's crossing. Touch 50. 18. Gun. Hey, 50's the mic. Hey, that's good.
Play action. It's Wilson. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Run left. 50. Let's go one more. Let's go double count right here.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. This is caught inside the 15. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Michael Thomas, 63 yards, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point safely through, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
Well, that return gives them a golden opportunity to go out in front. How will the defense respond after giving up that type of a return?
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Rolling to it, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
55 mark. Attack.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And going deep for him. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tyreek Hill. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
Now, that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
Kenny Clark, the big D tackle there to make the stop. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Mike's 50, Mike's. Go. We own them. We own them.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21.
When I was in school, math was not my strong suit, but I did learn enough to know how to play cover 3. 2 corners and a safety divide up the field in thirds. On this play, the corner didn't get fooled by anything in front of him. Kept his coverage all the way down the sideline in the deep third position and makes the interception.
They begin with a run by Barkley. And an alley to run. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. One play has them up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big pickup of 38. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms. They planned for a run like that to happen, maybe a couple of them. But what did they tell their guys all week? You know what they said. Move on to the next play. That one just happened. Let it go.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Yellow. I go, Lou, ladies. We ain't giving up nothing to get. 47, Mike. 47, Mike. Mike, 47. Hey, come on, now. Come on, now. 15. 47's the Mike, boy. 47. Check, 47. Watch it slap.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes over the middle, and it's incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Barkley. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Mahomes and the offense staying out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Get him. Watch the safety creep.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Eagles defense able to hold. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
We'll watch
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. I'm going to come back to you.
They go play action with Wilson. Incomplete.
Wilson's pass incomplete on the throwaway. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Exit.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, look at Thomas, wide open. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Again, Wilson. And this is Ertz with it, right side. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. On 1st down, Barkley. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 13-yard line.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
14. 50 to Mike.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Again, it's Jackson as he'll stay on the ground. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Crunch time, defense. Mike's 50.
Operating from the gun, Wilson. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown of the night, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Saints take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing.
Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On the draw, it's Jackson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. On 3rd down, Wilson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Holt. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
6 on the play. It's now 0.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Go, 14. Gun. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. 3 bud. Run left.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Saints will have the football back. They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Get him. Mike,
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham, his 2nd sack of the night. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Man open left side is Brown. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here's Matt Wild now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the number 1 headset up?
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this fourth quarter. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. This will be taken short. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Brandon Graham in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Flush to his right. Throw left side complete. It's Brown. A 1st down and then some. 36 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. He's back to throw. And he can't hang on to it. That would have sealed it. Instead, 2nd down. Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over. So a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
He's going to let it fly. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 41 yards, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Now Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49.
Touch 50, touch 50. Good job right there, good job right there.
They run with Jackson out of the gun. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Take it out, take it out. Fan.
They'll run again with Jackson. And he's got room. 23 yards the pickup there. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. On first down, it's Jackson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Earl Thomas in on the stop. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
Hey, tight down. There you go.
On second down now, it's Jackson, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. His first attempt of the night here, and it's a big one. It's for the win. And the kick by Butker is good.